All right, welcome back everybody to Coffee and Coloring in the Morning. I'm Dede, and we are now, I think, up to part, I'll make sure the parts are numbered correctly when I upload them. But I think this is now part 8, working in Bennett Klein's Color My Sketchbook 2. And so this is where we are so far. Just kind of do a little scroll across. We just got done doing the hummingbirds and finishing up the roses. So now we are going to, I didn't know if I want to do the feathers or if I wanted to start on the little birds. I think we'll go ahead and do the little budgies. I think that's what they're called. They're green and they're pretty much a couple of shades of green, a little bit of sienna, or a little bit touch of orange in there. So I think we'll go ahead and work on these two today and finish up that. And the next two parts, probably next week, then we'll finish the parrot and the feathers, and we got to do the border too. Okay, so to start with, since they're hang on, sip of coffee. Since they're, well, I'm not sure what kind of birds they are. Um, Parakeets, I think. And the reason I think they're parakeets is because they're the green ones anyway that I looked up have the bigger beaks. The blue ones, the teal color ones, seem to have littler beaks. So, but you can color them whatever. You can color them purple. It's your color book. You're the boss of your color book. You can color them any color you want. Okay, so I'm going to start with just a nice shade of a tan or a peach, just to block in their beaks, because their beaks are kind of a yellow ochre, but I want to make sure and keep a highlight. So I'm going to go ahead and just put a nice layer of tan or peach. I think it's just peach, light peach, on their beak and on their feet. Okay, just put a nice little coat of that. And again, if you saw when we did the hummingbird eyes, what I'm doing is just taking a black Sharpie pen. Let me make sure. Yeah, it did not go through when I didn't make a lot of, heavy pressure. So I'm just going to do a little bit in their pupils. I just want their pupils to be very black. Can you see the difference right there? I think you can. So I'm going to do both their pupils just to make them pop. I'll go ahead and do the parrots right here too while we're at it. His has got a circle with a dot. Tie-dye. Vicky. All right, so now they're going to be a few shades of green. So I'm going to pull chartreuse or a lime green, an olive green, whatever olive green you have, and a true green. I think it's called grass green, apple green. I'm gonna do with these, but I'm also going to go with a little bit of a sienna color. Let's see what color this one is. That's not it. No, that's purple. Where's my sienna? Just a little bit of a burnt ochre, sienna or burnt ochre, whichever you got. So that's the colors we're going to go with. All right, so let me sharpen. Hey, Angie Bell. And I got Angie Bell. I got your happy mail last night. Well, late evening. My mail comes late. So I got your happy mail too. I haven't showed happy mail today. So I got Angie's. I got Grammy's cards, and I got, who else was the other one? Sarah O. Sarah O sent me a coffee mug. We'll see. Maybe we'll show some happy mail after we do this segment. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is now I'm just going to go in here in the beak and just give it a little bit of shadow with the ochre color. And then I'll blend it back in with, again, with the peach, just to give it a little dimension here. Just a little. And the thing about grayscale, remember, they've already shadowed it for you. So you don't have a hard time figuring it out if you didn't know where to put shadows and shading. You can see it. You can see it on the grayscale. Okay, so same thing. I'm gonna go down here around his little feet. And remember, this is very tiny. I don't, if y'all don't realize how much I'm zoomed in, look. He, we're working with less than 2 inches right here. 2 inch square right here. You gotta keep your pencil sharp. Yep, I have worked in the bicycle book, especially doing some backgrounds. Hi, Arizona. I've not finished a page in it. You know, the in-depth coloring that I've been doing has been this for you guys. Okay, now let me go back to the peach and sharpen. I just have a little bowl here with my sharpeners in it. Okay. And I finished 4 commissions that I just got sent off. I have 2 more in the works. So I gotta work too. My family makes me. They said, if you're gonna do all that stuff for free, you better do your commissions and get paid. And I agree. Okay, so now I gotta get in here. So I do have to make time for all that too. All right, so I'm liking that. They're very light. Their beaks are pretty light. So I don't want to over darken, over shade them. I want to keep them pretty light. Okay, my fan is blowing the camera. It's kind of a trade-off. Either sweat or or have the fan move your camera. Yeah. All right, so now I'm going to take my lime green and just put a full coat of lime green over the whole thing. Very light, very, very light. You want to be able to blend lots of layers, and if you start bearing down, you won't be able to blend. So we're going to get light coat of green. All right, now I'm going to go with the grass green. No, I think I'll go with the olive. Let's go ahead and do some olive on the wings. So I'm going to put a little bit of the olive green. Just a nice little light coat. The wings are olive and like a brown in them. So I'm going to go ahead and get those in there. Maybe just a little bit under their neck. And just a tiny, their eyes are white inside with the black pupil, so I want to make sure not get any green inside the eye there, if possible. Of course, you can always go in there with a paint pen if you need to. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate that. Yeah, the last batch that I did was, well, you saw the one. He gave me permission to do that, his grandson on stream that day, but he hasn't said anything about posting them on Facebook, so I don't know that they'll get posted again. I don't post all my commissions. Um, a lot of people don't want their grandkids and stuff posted on social media. So, a lot of my work doesn't make it on to social media. So I try to do things like, um, other, like a couple of fan art every now and then. And I still need to do a July, which I don't know if I'm going to have time, a July YouTube shout out to a YouTuber. I have 2 or 3 YouTubers picked out that I want to do portraits of, to shout out the YouTubers. I try to do one a month, but this month has just been swamped. So probably not going to get done. Oh, let me ask you guys while we're doing this. Now I'm going to take the apple green now and put some apple green in here, especially on the head. The head's a lot more dark, a lot appley green than the body. The body's a little bit more on the olive side, but the head is more apple green. Let me ask y'all this. We're going to do the color book ATC color book swap. I don't want to get into the details of what we're going to do right now. If you don't know about it and you're watching this recording, then I'm not going to talk about all the details right now. I just want to know from you guys that are here, how long do you think I should give? So, in other words, let's just say I talk about it on Monday. Should I give everybody, is 3 weeks enough? Is 3 weeks enough to get for everybody to actually get it to my house? To color a page, cut it up into ATC size, and send it to me, is 3 weeks long enough? What do y'all think? Or do I need to make it a month? A month? Terry says a month. Okay. A month to get it to me. So can y'all see with the green how much depth that has compared to that? Just build it up slow. If you build it up real slow, you won't have a problem. So I'm just going to wait because there is a lag in chat. So I'm going to wait and see what people say. Okay. Think of international though too, guys. Maybe a month would be better because of the international people. If there's anybody from UK, maybe some in Australia. Now, again, if you're in Australia, you better be starting now coloring your page because it may take longer than a month. And I'm not going to wait longer than a month. I think a month is plenty. Yeah, a month. Okay. So I guess we'll go with a month. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about it on Monday and announce it on Monday. Just a little bit of apple green right in these feathers, right in there. Yeah, yeah, Jean, that's what I'm thinking for the international. All right, so now I'm going to get, I need a darker lime. Let's see. Or just something in between. This one is spring green. So I need a little bit of spring green right in the chest area, I think. Let me sharpen. Sharpen and read. Yeah. Um, it's what we're going to do is color a color book page. Now I'm not going to get into the dimensions and all that right now because I can't while I'm doing this. Um, but a color book page, color a color book page, and you're going to cut it up. And if you don't want to cut a color book page out of your book, then make a copy of it, and you're going to cut it up into 9 ATCs. And if it's on thin paper, guys, if it's on just thin copy paper, then glue them to some at least thin cardstock. So, and I'll give all the details on Monday, but a couple people don't even know what I'm talking about. And so, and then you send in your 9 ATCs with a self-addressed stamped envelope to me, and I swap them out. And then I send them back. I'm just kind of blending everything together here. And then I swap them out, and everybody gets somebody else's 9 ATCs. Uh-oh, Vicky. Welcome back. Vicky had the blue screen of death on her computer. Um, and then I will send out somebody else's ATCs back to you, and they'll be cut up, and you have to lay them out like a little puzzle to put back together. So, all right, so I'm just putting I'm putting a layer of apple green on top of this head here. And now what I want to do is get in the sienna in some of the wing area, because there is like an orangey, sienna, browny color in there. So I want to kind of just put a little bit of that in there. Just kind of like those little, dots and dashes like we did on the hummingbird. Just putting a little bit of dots and dashes, and then there's a tiny bit maybe around the eyes, just a touch around the eyes, just to give it a little bit more depth around the eyes. It's very subtle, very subtle. They're solid, there's green with just a little bit of brown in their wings. So I want to keep it kind of, just keep layering and layering as far as you want. They look cute. Okay. Thanks, Carrie. And Orla, whichever one. Carrie and Orla together today. So, yeah. Okay, well, then we'll do that. We'll give it a month. I'll announce it on Monday, but if you know that you want to be in it, then you can start planning your color book page. Any color book page you want. And when you cut it up into 9 ATCs, it may, you're going to have to make it either fit, or you might have to chop something off. That's fine. If, like, for instance, let's just say I colored this one and it cut this bit off, right? That's okay. As long as you got 9 of them together, 9 to make a picture, if a little bit gets cut off your picture. Of course, if you know what you're doing in your printer, then you can be more, accurate with your printout. Well, Terry, sit still. Hey, Sherry. Sherry said Sherry has already done hers, I guess, and she said hers is a real puzzle. She even had trouble putting it back together. Cute, Sherry. Oh, one other thing, and I think, let's see, right on top of the little bird's nose, it's kind of got like a light area. If I get it, I might have to get my Posca out to reinforce that. Let me do that. They have kind of almost like a little white bridge on top of their beak. I think I'll just go ahead and do that with my pen. Just a little white thing there. I might just go ahead and go right in the little pupil, just to give it that white, bright highlight, a little extra oomph. You haven't moved. Okay, so now I'm going to go back in there with a little bit more olive and put a little bit more blending feathers in there. Oh, wait, I got to go back over to this little feathers on this side. All right, now I want to go back in here with some olive and just give it a little bit more depth to their chest here, Maybe a little bit more shadow under their body, going right over that brown that I already put down. Okay, just to give it, and maybe back over the top of the brown here, blend it out a little. Something like that. Have you gotten your mail? Yes, Iffy, I did. Yeah. I have a list of everybody that sent Eileen cards, and I haven't talked about mail today yet. I mean, I've been working on color book, but after this segment, I'll do another segment, and we'll talk about mail and maybe talk about the. I mean, I can go ahead and do a recording and announce it now for the end of August. If y'all would just have me do that. All right, so now I'm going to take the lime green. I'm kind of going over the whole thing with the light coat of lime green, just to kind of blend everything together. Can you see the difference between that and that? See where it's just light, that first initial coat of lime green was right there. Now I put another coat of lime green over the top. Well, I'm not finishing it today. Yeah, I'm working on it today. I won't be finishing it today. I'll probably need 2 more hours, 2 more segments, which I'll do next week. Yeah, because this is already the second segment today. But oh yeah, I planned on finishing it. I want to do another one in here too for another, long parts, 6, 8 parts. So I'm just kind of going over everything with lime. See how that makes that just glow a little better? See the difference between the two colors when you go over it? Look at the head. See, this has got lime green over the whole thing. See how much brighter it looks? But it's a light coat, guys. It's a light coat. You don't have to, just lots of light layers. I know I say that all the time, but, if you don't do it a light coat, you start bearing down, you can't get another layer on top. I mean, you can't get another blend. Yes, exactly, Sherry. Yes, I'll explain it on the next segment. If y'all want to hang around, or I'll record it. I'll record it, so. And I am going to have to limit it to those of you that are here. I mean, there's a couple people on YouTube that, know me, follow me here and there and stuff like that. But obviously, I can't take everybody's address on YouTube to be in it. So, if you, what I can do is tell people that are watching the recording on YouTube or only watch me on YouTube to come over to Ustream and, sign up with us so that we can get your name and address and exchange stuff like that. You know what I mean, Vern? Marie, to make 9 ATC, it's going to be an ATC swap, Marie. It's going to be a combination color book and ATC swap. So it's like an ATC swap. Okay, Crocker 2. Thank you for stopping in. All right, so now, again, I'm going to take my black and go all the way around because remember, it gets a little fuzzy and color pencil shaving bits, get into the black and it makes it a little non-crisp. So if you want to go back around with your black pencil and sharpen up, like where the rose here and the bird are kind of close. And of course, around your roses, around everything. Just, it just it does make a difference. There's not a shadowy, unless you do that on purpose, of course. And I froze for a second, guys, with incoming mail. There it goes. If you want a misty, foggy look around something, that's different. But if you want a nice, crisp black background, then you want to go back over it. Yeah. I think I either saw you or somebody post that. I think Janet told me, Vicky. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so I can stream a little longer because Joycey's not going to stream today. So, all right, so something like that. So there we go, guys. I think maybe just a touch more. Let me get in there with just a tiny bit of dark brown, just the slightest bit of extra, touches here and there, and I'll blend them out too. Just a couple extra touches of a darker brown here and there. A little bit right around the eye. And just maybe a little bit right under the white part of the beak. And I'll blend that out, but it just I just need a little bit more pop, a little bit more contrast. Just a little bit, not too much, because I want to keep the lime greenness of him. So just a little bit of shading here and there. Maybe just a touch more between the two. That. Okay, now I'll go back in there with my lime green and just kind of feather that out. Where I put that brown just now, just kind of feather it in. No, I won't be streaming on Friday, guys. I got too much to do, and I'm supposed to go to Denise's this weekend. So, no Friday stream. It'll be Monday before I stream again. All right, so let's just blend in. Blend, blend, blend. Something like that. I think it needs a little bit more apple green now. Right where I put the brown, I'm going to go right back over the brown, just a touch. I don't want it to be too brown in the shadows. On the beak it's okay there because his beak is brown, but I want to try to keep it as green as I can. You can sleep in on any days, Terry. You can sleep. I'm required. I know everybody likes to be here, and I know it's hard for the people on the West Coast sometime, but that's just the time I stream. It's 9 a.m. So if you're watching the recording, that's usually, sometimes I came on a little early today. I came on about 8:30 this morning because I wanted to get this done. I wanted to, start working on it. Okay, right in between his little toes. I need a little bit more. There we go. All right, let me go back in with the peach right on his beak there. Kind of blend that in. So, yeah. Okay, and it's just another touch of the sienna right on top of the white. Just a touch. Because I put that white line in there. I want to kind of make it look like it's blended in there. That's better. Where's my dark green? Not black. Here we go. Just a tiny bit. It says, okay, I don't know who this is. Somebody's messaging me. If you're watching and you're messaging me, it's just your phone number there. Is that Mom? No, it would say Mom. I don't know. Somebody messaged me. I have no idea. Mom says Mom, so I don't know who that is messaging me. They said they can't get on with the Ustream app, and they were having problems with the Ustream app this morning. So, all right, let me just get a little bit more depth in the wing. There we go. Double page spread, even though I should be getting ready to leave, but could not. Well, thanks, Marie, for being here. I hope you're getting some tips. Hope you're getting some coloring tips. Just kind of going in here a few little spots, and you just have to go back and forth with whatever your colors you're working on. Give it depth where you want it, a little bit more. Just take your time. Lots of layers. As long as you keep a light touch, you can keep adding and adding and adding. But you got to have light layers. Text by says who? Yeah, I guess I could say, who is this? I don't like to do messages and all that while I'm streaming, but who is this? Okay. Can a scan a page and color the printed on their color print? Okay. Another question. Can a scan a page I color then print it in your color? Yeah, you can print out a color book page. I'm not sure if you mean for the ATC swap, Marie. Yeah, print it out on cardstock and color it. Yeah, that's fine. As long as if you print it out on printer paper, my thing was earlier. If you print something out on just printer paper to send, then you need to glue that to cardstock. But if you print it on cardstock, then it's cardstock. Yeah. Okay, okay. It's Kelly. Okay, sorry. The hang on. The Ustream app needs to be down. Yeah, I think if she's on the app, she says that it says that I'm offline. So I guess that's what y'all are happening to, right? That are trying to get on the app. It says offline. Okay. All right. So I think those little birds are done, guys. What do y'all think? Coming along? Coming along? There's the hummingbirds. No, I think everybody should have the original. I think everybody needs to have an original color book page. Whether you print it off and color it, I mean, I don't think we should send a color copy of what we've done. I really want everybody to color their original, not a copy. So yeah. Well, I'll do a show here in a second talking about it. Well, here, Marie, do this, Marie. If you want to make a color copy to keep for yourself, then do that. Okay? But yeah, I want everybody to send in the original. It doesn't have to be a complicated page. Marie, you don't have to do a page that takes you hours and hours. Do a simpler page. Do a simpler page then. It doesn't have to be this complicated. Okay? Y'all don't have to spend 20 hours on a color book page and then cut it up. Okay? Okay. All right, so let me go ahead and save this video. It's a shorter one, but I don't want to start on another segment that I can't finish. Like I can't finish this bird in 20 minutes. So we're going to just continue that on. We'll continue that on next week. So there's the hummingbirds. Let me go ahead and zoom back out so y'all can see real quick. Okay, let's autofocus again. Where's my Sherry card? Okay, so there we go, guys. That's what we got done so far. You can see it when it's zoomed out. You can see the whole thing. That's what we got so far. The hummingbirds did turn out kind of good. I like the little hummingbirds. Their little chubby bodies. Yeah, Sherry, trust me, Sherry cuts up. She makes envelopes out of hers. She cuts up hundreds of her pages, don't you, Sherry? All right, guys, so let me save this and I'll be right back.